real quick, the homeowner just pulled up as I'm making the intro. We did a recent install here, and they just want us to come back and make sure. I think the install was done like 2 days ago or a day ago, and they just want us to make sure that the system was installed properly and running properly. So let's go ahead, check out how the boys did, and see if there's any mistakes.
And plus we built a mobile home park, so I know, I'm not, this I don't like.
The way the wire is right there?
I don't like that, and I don't like that. I want that. Is this for the cooling?
Yes, ma'am.
I want this insulated all the way up, and at least go into the house.
Okay.
And on that part. And what is this? It's not cold.
That's that. So there's two lines right there. One of them will be cold, the other one won't be, but it'll only be cold when it's running.
This is cold.
Yep, that big one gets cold when it's running.
Which one, does that need to be insulated?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
The tiny one does not.
Okay, so can you do that while you're here?
I believe I have some on the truck. If not, we're not too far away from the shop. I can just go grab some.
Okay, all right.
So, is there anything inside that you're unhappy with?
I want the roof upstairs checked.
You want the upstairs checked in the attic?
Yes.
Okay.
I like your earring. I want one of them.
Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and put my bag here, and
I know we're not perfect when we're Christians, but we got somebody that can jerk our chain if it needs it. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I told my son, I just left my son's house, I had to drop off a card.
I'll definitely say she had a lot more attic space than I thought she was gonna have. A lot more. So it looks like there's a big drain pipe outside that you guys could see at the line set. I guess the 3/4 goes into that, and then that travels all the way outside. I mean, I don't see anything really wrong with that, but I do see a problem with that dip kind of right there. So I'm gonna move this pipe up off of there, off of that little load bearing spot right there. Make sure this all stays level. This is not. Oh, where's my OSHA approved platform? All jokes. Oh God, should be able to move this right there, so that way it's gonna have some steady fall all the way through there now. So let's see. Okay, cool. Flash is on. One step at a time. See how this looks from the side view. Dang, boys, y'all could have left us. Y'all could have grabbed some plywood for the job or something. Make it easier on y'all and us in the future. But doesn't seem like we did any ductwork up here. Insulation's a little ripped up right there. Everything here is hard piped. Even looks like the return is. I love the layout, all except for that Y. There's a Y at the end of that. That's the only thing I don't like. But this is not bad at all. I think it's best practice to have like a T right here with the vent up, higher than the secondary port to allow for better flow. I might put one of those in there, but I need to check on that insulation and see if I got some on the truck, some 3/4 insulation I can use to just kind of patch up that suction line out there. But this isn't bad. What size unit did we put in here? Whew. Oh, we put a 2.5 ton. It's on foam block. Oh wow, I think they actually put the foam blocks, yep, under some wood to make sure it would stay stay level with everything else, but they did put the pan switch in there, but there isn't a float switch, which, if I remember correctly, was on the materials list. So I'm gonna have to install one, and I'm gonna put it right. Somebody drop it in the comments. Where do you guys like to put your float switches? Since I already have a pan switch in the, they've already put one in the pan. Should I put it? I'm gonna put it here for now, so to be able to tell if this backs up, and the water will just hit the float switch and then, you know, kind of stop there. Or do you guys like to put it down the primary line? Let me know. But that's kind of where I'm going to start. And I'm going to go ahead and take some pictures so I can show her exactly what's good up here, and let her know she might want to get some better attic ventilation other than just ridge vents in the future. But other than that, doesn't seem that bad up here. Alright, so I've already got my T-fitting with the vent kind of pre-made. So all I'm going to have to do now is cut open the line. All these cables in the way. And it took me a minute to realize this is where the freaking disconnect is. Jesus Christ. Come on, boys. You couldn't have done this any better. I mean, at least you could have mounted it to the ductwork, for Christ's sake. I'm going to do that before I go. I'm probably just mount it up there, screw it to it, get it out of the way as long as there's enough wire. But yeah, and since it's a T-fitting, I'm going to have to cut out a little bit of a section here just to kind of make up for it. Get it right about. There. I know I kind of played that kind of close, holding that in with my finger there. But now I should be able to push this on here. Alright, maybe.
Are you removing something, replacing it, or adding?
No, ma'am, I'm adding something to the system.
Oh, okay.
Just a safety to try to help stop the system from making water if the drain line ever gets backed up.
I was wondering about those. I saw those advertised on TV. I've had that happen once before.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, it's a good thing it never caused any water damage.
Well, it actually was dripping out of my ceiling.
Oh. That's not good at all.
It is not. I was just watching those being advertised on TV, and I'm going, I wonder if I need to have one. Well, now I have one.
Yes, ma'am. There was already kind of one already installed. I'm just installing a second one.
What does it do?
It's gonna just cut the system off. So you'll notice that the system isn't running. And whether you call us back out, another technician, or another company, the technician that comes here should be able to notice that the system's off because the drain line is backed up. The type of switch I'm putting in will have like a red light indicator on it.
Okay.
That will notify anybody that sees it that the system, that it's tripped.
Okay. You know who put this air conditioner in originally?
Do I know them?
Pure Air Control.
Oh, Pure Air. Yes, ma'am.
That was what, 18, 19 years ago?
Yep, and that company's no longer in business.
I know. That was his daddy, right?
Yes, ma'am, that was his father. He's a good man. Very good man.
Very good.
Alright, so it seems like right here the pan switch is breaking the R coming from the system. Is this even visible to see? Okay, yeah, okay. So this R right here, I'm going to disconnect that and connect it to one end of my float switch wires. Oh my god, they actually used legitimate terminal endings. I thought that was just a generic hole that they normally like to use. Let me get on my feet here. Get my screwdriver. Loosen this up a bit so I can fit these other wires through here. I'm actually proud of them for using this. Very proud of them for using that. Do. Come on. Even more. Gotta open you up even more. Come on through there. There we go. Why is only one of you going? Where's the other one at? Oh. And there we go. Alright. So carefully so I don't blow any fuses. Undo one of you and make one of you come here. And twist you just a little bit to start it. Blue wire nut there. And there's another blue wire nut right over here that I can use for this to this. Straighten out these ends real quick, kind of messed it up putting it through that hole. Just two little starter twists, and then let the wire nut do the rest. So now the way that these safeties are tied in series together, they're all just going to break R. If the switch, oh my god, I can't even say it, the float switch on the secondary port, if that trips, it's going to cut power. If that somehow fails, knock on wood, if that fails, then we have the pan switch as a backup to still break R. Other than that, I'd say we're good up here, and it's time for me to go see if she is going to be happy with what I did with the insulation outside and that thermostat wire. And I did want to mention and show that I did mount that back up there, because I know probably somebody would have been like, did you even put it back? Yeah, I put it up there as best I could. So
Where's the wires?
the wires are there, but I've just been able to strap them to the line to keep them out of the way of your weed whacker.
I still think they can be exposed to something. That does not look like it's
The wire itself, it was like that when the guys came here. This was already exposed when they got here.
Yes. Just these.
Yes, ma'am.
Those weren't on there.
They weren't? Because this wire doesn't seem brand new. And I can't see our guys putting old wire nuts there.
Are those old wire nuts?
They're just sun damaged. You know, like if you left your car out in the sun for a bunch of years, they just sun faded. That's all. That's the only thing wrong.
They have been there all the time?
Yes, ma'am. That means somebody from when the last company, when Pure Air, if you ever had Pure Air come out, you know, if this wasn't cool and you had them come out there, then they could have found some messed up wires right here and made that connection right there.
It was always exposed like that.
Yes, ma'am. This wire will always be exposed, and the wire nuts they just made there because they either found that, you know, the wire was rubbed up against this other pipe and it got hot and it melted, so they cut the wire, added a little bit more, and made the wire nuts right there. I'm not saying it's the cleanest or the best work, but it's not going to damage the system. And the only way I can...
This was like this before y'all came?
I have to assume that. I can only assume that because the wire doesn't look new.
I mean, I've lived here 17 years.
You've never seen that before like that? Okay. The only other way I could even remedy that situation to make it not there anymore at all we would have to run new wire from in here to out, from out here to in there. You want me to just put that on top of it? No, ma'am. I can find a, I can get something to strap that to it and cover it if you want me to. I'll go ahead and do it.
Does it matter that that's going to insulate it?
It's not gonna hurt it. It's no. You'll.
It looks
That does look better. That does look better. You're okay with this covering this like this?
well.
Because I can strap that to it.
I'm going no. And let me know if he doesn't want that on there.
Oh, he is. If you're happy and you can deal with that,
No,
he's fine. I can promise you that.
Okay, I understand that, and I appreciate that. But he knows what will work in the long term,
Yes, ma'am.
and if he thinks if he doesn't like that on his work, let me know.
I will.
Okay.
He'll give you a personal call.
Okay.
But other than that, the system's been keeping you cool since
Yeah.
since we installed it.
I haven't had the cooling on that long, that many times, because I'm on blood thinners.
Yes, ma'am.
But it heats up real well.
So you've used the heat.
I've used the heat more than the air conditioning. Yes.
Okay, and when it's running in heat, it's running well.
It heats my whole house in about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay.
Is that all right?
That the type of system that you have, yes, it's a heat pump, so it's going to take a little bit longer for the heat to truly reach max.
But even when
And-
it's cold, and I set my thermostat on 74 when I got the heat on.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
toasty.
That's toasty. That's called blood thinner temperature.
But I'm just happy I could get the situation remedied for you and
Can
you
I
feel
give you
better.
the check?
Yes, ma'am, you can. I can take it.
Is there any addition?
Well, that was definitely interesting. I can honestly say I've never used like a spigot cover to cover up wire nuts on a line set before, but made it work. It's tight on there. It's not coming off. It didn't look like brand new thermostat wire that our boys normally carry. We try to keep at least like an 8 wire on the truck for them for these jobs, and that one kind of looked more like 6 wire. But I will admit the 6 wire did look kind of newish. So I didn't know. I didn't want to make an assumption. I wish the boys would have taken like before and after pics of the install so we could have verified some things like that with the customer. But I'm just happy that she's happy now and everything is squared away. Got paid for the job. So we'll go drop this check off at the shop and head on home. I will catch you guys on the next one. Let me know what you would have done differently. Any other better ways to kind of tape up insulation when you're putting it on some copper that's already there, and it's not like a fresh run or anything. But all's well that ends well, I guess. So later.